the banger of all the boss fights. So, very important that everyone understands how this tank mechanic is going to work. Your life literally depends on you understanding the tank mechanic. So, this Decree Oathbound he's casting, everyone's going to get 3 stacks of it. And you have to get rid of all 3 of your stacks before we go into the next phase. So, this tank mechanic is completely random. It's Conquer, which is a circle. This is how you get rid of your debuff. You have to be in your circle, soak it, and he went from 3 to 2 there. You can't soak 2 within 20 seconds. In PTR, they had to because the boss was a little too bugged and it wasn't doing enough damage. But when it goes live, it will be a Group 1, Group 2 situation. Vanquish is the second half of the tank mechanic. It's just a frontal cone. And the biggest thing you guys need to realize here, so this is the second part of the Vanquish. So at this point in time, Group 1 would be at 2 stacks. Group 2 would be at 2 stacks. No one would be at 1 stack like they are right now. The biggest thing that you all need to understand about this tank mechanic, it is completely random how it goes out. So in this situation, it goes Conquer, Vanquish, Vanquish, Conquer. It can go Conquer, Conquer, Vanquish, Vanquish. It can go Conquer, Vanquish, Conquer, Vanquish. It is completely random how it goes out. So it's on the tanks to know where to take it to, but it's also on you guys to know where you need to be. So you can't be a ranged DPS out in Narnia and then having to react super quickly of, oh, I'm out of position. Because the way this fight's going to work is we're only getting 6 conquers total. So if you miss one of your soaks, not only are you dead, if we try to res you, you will instantly become MC'd and we'll have to kill you again. So it is a incredibly punishing mechanic. You all need to know how to do this. And there will be a raid plan that says Group 1's on this marker, Group 2's on this marker, so that no one can make this mistake. But you all absolutely cannot fuck this up. It's also a knock-up if that wasn't obvious. Then there's going to be these little claw marks that come out. They are little tiny grippers, so they'll pull the target that gets hit slightly. Every time it comes out, it's a set of 2 combo. It is Area of Denial, but they don't stick around forever. The next time that mechanic comes out, the first set, the first part of those claws will disappear, and then when the second set goes off, the second set of those first casts will disappear as well. Banishment is just a dot. There's also these dragon images on the outside of the room. If you get too close to them, they will one-shot you. So that's why they're not playing on the outside of the room, and why you should not be playing on the outside of the room either. These are just little beams that are coming across the room. They will hurt. And now we're back into tank soaks. Group 1 goes, and then Group 2 goes. So notice how it was a different combination than last time. And that's it. So the claw marks happen again. They're going to do one more tank mechanic. And then, so this would be all of us getting rid of our 3rd stack right here. The only thing I don't know, which probably won't be relevant week 1, is you can see this last Conquer, it's casted, but it doesn't actually go off. I think the boss pushes at 50% or 49.5. So if we ever run into DPS troubles, that's the problem. We're not letting last cast get off. So this is phase 2.
Wait. Before we go to phase 2.
Yep.
For the tank mechanic, I'm assuming we can't take both Conquers, but is there anything that prevents us from taking both Vanquishes?
Not that I'm aware of.
So it's literally just taunt after one Conquer goes off, and then
Yes.
the other tank just takes care of whatever's left?
And,
okay.
And the only time that would not be true, Nova, is if it went Conquer, and then I taunt off you, so I take the Vanquish, and then there's a Conquer that follows that. You would want to taunt off my Conquer, because I'm going to get knocked up in the air.
The Wowhead for Vanquish says that it applies a debuff that makes you take 500% more damage from Vanquish for 20 seconds.
Okay, then maybe they changed it. Originally, it wasn't like that.
So it's just going to be a purely you taunt after every single mechanic.
Not necessarily.
Unless it starts Vanquish and Conquer, but you still want to taunt, because if it goes Vanquish, Vanquish, you're fucked.
Yeah. So if it went Vanquish,
probably changes target during the taunt.
What?
Wow.
Well, I mean, that's
I
one
don't
thing we're
know.
gonna have
It
to
doesn't
find
look
out.
like it is.
It's supposed to. That's the one.
I say it doesn't look like it is
It
from
was-
what we just watched.
Well, so the taunting mid cast thing was bugged in PTR on heroic, so we'll find out when it goes live how it's actually going to work. But if Tree's right that they've changed the tooltip now, then there's just going to be a lot of different combinations that can happen, and you and I just have to communicate like, hey, I'm taunting, blah blah blah. Like we just like especially early on, because if it's conquer and the next one's vanquish, and you took the first conquer, then I'm gonna taunt off you to take that next vanquish. But then if it's a vanquish to follow it up, then you're gonna have to taunt right back off me. So maybe not. So maybe not actually.
I was going to say, in that scenario, if it goes conquer, conquer, vanquish, vanquish, whoever gets the second conquer is either A, going to taunt DR the boss and it's not going to taunt for the third one,
Yeah.
or your taunt's not even going to be back up for you to taunt back.
Right. We're just gonna have to.
So that's an extremely gimmicky tank mechanic if it goes live random.
Yeah. The biggest
If it goes
thing,
live predictable, or like, it has a set pattern, even if it's a different pattern each time, as long as it is a set pattern, it'll be easy to work with.
yes. So the biggest thing, like just for
random
you and
is
I,
rough.
is so it goes conquer conquer here. So obviously taunt back and forth, and then I'll take this first vanquish that follows. Oh, maybe I started halfway through. Okay, so first is a vanquish. So you would take that. I would taunt off you. I would take this vanquish, and then I would take the next conquer, and then you would taunt off me for the next conquer. That's how it should go.
Yeah.
But because it's like,
They've done this mechanic plenty of times. It's going to be handled by a weakcore.
I mean,
Well,
a
I
weaker
know
is going to
that.
just tell us like the combination or whatever.
It's going to tell you when to taunt.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's assuming you can taunt mid cast.
Yeah.
If it's fucked and broken and you can't, you have to. It'll be a far more difficult mechanic than what it needs to be.
Yeah, I think I'll have that corrected by the time we get there on Sunday.
Yeah, we'll have more information by then. But yeah, again, the biggest thing I just want to emphasize is this tank mechanic. You all need to understand, and obviously we'll have things planned so you all know what groups you're in, what marker you're standing on, whatever it might be. But you all need to understand how this tank mechanic works, because you're literally will not be able to resurrect you if you fuck this up. And then from a healer standpoint, probably throwing a decent amount of CDs here on phase 1. So, okay. Any questions about phase 1 before we move on? All right. So phase 2, all those images along the outside of the room are going to disappear, and he's going to get on his little Voidwing dragon thingy. So you can go to the outside of the room now. First mechanic is going to be these giant circles, which are going to spawn teleporters. This does swap to 2 target cleave from here, by the way. So those circles are going to leave behind little teleporters. We still get these claw things, just take them out of the raid. And you will see when he turns his camera, you see that blue beam kind of behind his raid frames. When this Both does his dimension breath, he will shoot a frontal out, and so will the portals. Okay, and those portal ones rotate. Now, I've heard a couple different things for like how we can know which way they rotate in. So if you see that first one, it's rotating clockwise. So then the next ones should be counterclockwise, is one of the things I've heard. But I don't know if I believe that quite yet. Intermission, this is a Reshi Wraps thing. So phase 2 doesn't last very long. You Reshi Wraps extra action button over to the other side. And over here is going to be these 4 Reapers, 1 Titan, and 1 Prince. The Reapers will try to do a backstab thing. They are fully CCable. The Titan, if he gets his cast off, he has a little energy bar. I assume it goes off at 100 energy. Self-destructs and will kill the entire raid. And then this Prince guy just kind of does this cast that we just have to do on a kick rotation. After a little while, he's going to do kind of like a Gallywix beam thing, which is happening right now. It's just going to spin. The only difference from this and Gallywix is obviously like there's no planned quadrants because there's no you just don't get touched by the beam. So we'll kill this Titan. You'll extra action button back over to the boss platform. And unfortunately in PTR the boss did nothing for like the next 40 seconds. So we skip ahead. So he's going to drop those portals now. So when we come out of intermission, we restart phase 2 again. Okay, so we don't go to like a brand new phase. So those little orbs now that you see, those are going to transform into the teleporters that are going to shoot the beams out when the boss does the frontal. And these ones
I'm gonna say it's safe to say dropping your portal on one of the gates is fucking hard banned.
on like the intermission gates.
Yeah.
Why would you say that?
Because I'm assuming they're gonna immediately from this go to another one.
No, they don't. The phase ends. And that's it for phase 2. So we're going to do like the first half of phase 2, go do our ads, come back down, do the second half of phase 2, and then we go into the second intermission. So any questions? Because shit is about to get really, really crazy in this fight. All right. So when this cast ends, it is I believe it's a 100% damage amp now. It was originally a 200% damage amp. And the boss, the way this will work in live, it's not going to work this way in PTR because they stopped the dragon damage so that we could see the rest of the fight. Whatever amount of health that this Void Wing has after 30 seconds, which is this King's Hunger cast he's doing, however much health he has left, the boss will eat the Void Wing and get all of that health back. Now, obviously, it's not going to be like if he had 3% left, he gets 3% back. It's going to be based off of the total health that the dragon has, right? So, the boss is also like 99% damage immune. So we are just fully sending into the boss here. As far as lust goes on this fight, I do not know if you lust this part or if you lust the last part of the fight, but we will find out before we get there. Okay, shit is going to get really insane. First thing that's going to happen is 5 people are going to get selected with this little mechanic. It is Kaiveza gravitational pull circle all over again. So you're going to drop these in pre-planned positions around the room. Probably going to be a weak aura that tells you to go to whatever marker. And it's going to suck you in as soon as you drop these. And everyone else that's in the center, it's the exact same like Kaiveza all over again. And we just get pulled. Now, I think it's 6 people actually. Now, we did have a conversation. I think Let's and I had this conversation about what if you drop like 2, like made a triangle, so it's 2, 2, and 2. Maybe that will work. We'll find out when we go live. As soon as the suck-in ends, these like star things come out, and they do Silken Court, second intermission, area of denial circles all over again. And you're just dodging back and forth. Now, what's going to happen in the middle of this is this bright blue beam. There's 3 of them. You have to take this and go behind one of these rotating stars. If you go in front of it, it will go through you and hit the star, but it will one-shot you. So you have to go behind the star. So he turns his camera right when they go off, but you can see... I'll turn the speed down. You can see, as soon as those lines go off, you're going to see shit shoot out across the room. That is the stars getting hit. So we spawned 3. We got 3 right there, so we can get rid of every single star before we get the next set of gravitational pull circles. And there's going to be 3 more lines, so this is getting rid of the last 3 stars that are available. And that's it.
How long was that cast?
How long is which cast?
The line.
Comes out at 5:20.
Man, that is not a lot of time.
It's a cast bar. It's 5.5, 6 seconds.
Yeah. The other thing that I've noticed too is if we go back to like the original drop circles, you see somewhere clearly on the outside of the room, we don't want to drop them this far for heroic probably. And the reason for that is once we get to like starting to break these, just look how far on the outside of the room they are. That's so much ground to cover because the boss is probably going to be in the center of the room. So we want to take them probably to like this second ring, not like the first one, inner one or whatever, but like where this first ring comes out. Is probably where we want to do it. So that way, when the boss is in the center, you're not having to go way out here. You just have to go right here. So I'm sure
Feels
there'll
like
be
it's
a.
gonna make it a lot. Sorry.
Go ahead. You're good.
I was just gonna say, I feel like if we put them too far in, it's gonna make them super sketch to be dodging, though.
That we will have to find out. Obviously, there's going to get people who are going to be there before us, so there'll be like an actual, probably good way of doing it that we'll adjust to. But that's I'm mostly just saying this so that when you guys are watching them do the first heroic polls, you guys are kind of watching out for like how are they dropping these things? Because the biggest thing that we all need to be aware of is like the whole point of these sessions is to get you guys aware of what these mechanics do and also be like, hey, when this goes live, there's some question marks that we have to get answered. Like, and this is one of those question marks. Where exactly do we drop these so that it's efficient and easy for people to go break without getting killed?
Do we know if it targets melee and range, or is it just ranged? Because if it's just ranged, that's not that
Definitely
bad.
seen a paladin go out. Don't know if it
That
was a
is
holy
cursed.
paladin or not, but it was definitely a paladin that was targeted.
I've seen a
Art-
tank get it, so
Yes. So,
Paladins are
Maybe
always
it was
melee.
a prop paladin.
well, so real
Paladins are
quick,
always melee.
real quick. Do you mean the circles or the lines?
The lines.
So the lines,
Yeah, a
I
tank can get
believe,
it.
is on everybody, including tanks.
Uh,
So if you watch, I think is it this one? I believe yes. He's the So tactics is their only paladin in this raid team.
Okay, wait. Back up 2 seconds.
so he
Okay,
lived
pause.
and he didn't
There's
go
a
behind.
debuff. The paladin has one, the rogue has one, and the warlock has one. So it targets everybody. Well, I don't know if it targets healers, but I mean that's a melee ranged in a tank right there.
Yeah, it's
I was gonna say thick. He did stand in front of it, but he took half of his health as a tank.
Yeah.
yeah. I saw him pop Guardian too.
So yeah. Anyways, so now we're back into dropping new stars along the outside of the room, and we are back into dodging the old stars. So if you can see in the top left-hand corner, this is an old star. If we miss them by any means, they do not continue to do the circle area of denial stuff either. So essentially, that star kind of does nothing for the rest of the fight. You just can't touch it.
It's
And
gonna be fucking Anduin Part 2, huh?
yeah, there's kind of a lot of insane shit happening. So that's why I kind of think like I could see you lusting this part of the phase just because you're trying to get out of this as soon as possible. But also, if getting out of this as soon as possible means doing the most damage to the worm, then maybe you lust the damage amp on the worm.
And that would make sense, no?
Yeah.
Well, is
Okay,
it-
so that's
is the health-
interesting.
Is the health he gets proportional? Like, or is it?
So like 1%
Yes,
doesn't equal
it's-
1% because it's not like the same health. It's
Yeah.
1 million equals 1 million is how you need to think about it.
So the lines they spawn. They appear to spawn on top of where players are, not on the boss.
No, there are some images that spawn them.
Because there's like 2 outside right now. So those spawned on players that got it.
Maybe like the players, like if you look right here, there is a player underneath this shadow that just spawned here. So maybe I guess we can see if it went on that player. It did go on that player. So yeah, I would say you're probably right about that. The shadows that put those beams out are going to spawn on top of players. And if you see tactics get MC'd here, he is their only paladin. Excuse me, sorry. So he's going to be right here. And then watch this line. So he has a line on him. There's another line right here. He's going to be hit by 2. It's an MC, and that's it. So don't get hit by
It looks like it's always a tank too, because one comes from the boss itself.
Yeah, that's what I was going to back up and go check.
Yeah, it keeps giving it to.
And the other tank is dead right now, so he kind of has to take this one. So if we go back to the very first one,
I was gonna say, I think every set he got one.
first one should be happening here. Okay.
Yeah, the
on the
WK
active
has it.
tank.
Okay,
Yeah, it's
so
on the active tank.
yeah, it's active tank. Corm has aggro here.
Also, but that one didn't spawn on the fucking dragon, so I wonder if it just spawns in the triangle around him.
Which one?
The top right one did not spawn on the guy that it picked. You can clearly see it targeting the dragon that's doing the healing.
Yeah.
So I wonder if
mean,
it's just
I
a
found
triangle around the boss.
I
Yeah.
also have a feeling that when you're making your assumption later in the fight, there was only like maybe 8, 9 people alive. There's a very good chance that the one that spawns by you targets you.
Yeah, probably too.
Whereas right now they've got 1 dead, so it's most likely a random, or it might pick like one of the 3 closest targets or something along those lines.
I wonder if the next pattern is the same exact triangle formation as that. I wonder if
Yeah.
that's just how it spawns.
And just to answer the question of who can get this triplet right here is active tank, Mistweaver, Pres Evoker.
It's on 2 healers and a tank. So it's
Yeah.
1 tank, it's active tank, and then
2 random players probably.
2 random players. If it's baitable, then you can game it to always be on range.
That's
But
what I
have a
want.
feeling
Get,
it is not
skip ahead to the
baitable.
next one just to see if it's in the same formation. Or it's different. Oh no, it's fucking different.
I think that's going off. So this is the next one right here.
No, that's a
Yeah, it's
triangle
in a
too.
triangle. And
Looks like
this
they
is,
spawn
again, though,
behind the boss, one on the left, one on the right.
And this one's
It's Rogue, Warlock,
Lock,
Paladin.
active tank. And then just for anybody that has OCD, you see like these little spikes that shoot out when they explode. If you get hit by them, like it would be incredibly punishing if getting hit by one of those killed you. It's just animation. It's bullshit. So
What is
about
that Ed chasing the guy on the left there?
on the beams?
That is a good point.
Oh,
You can see
It-
the guy just start to move. He just follows.
That-
Get over here.
Yeah, what is that?
That's
Wait,
why we
I think that's-
PTR.
I think that's a bug.
Yeah, because that's an extra.
He's just moving. He's
Where is it going?
He's just chasing
Bro,
the
he's
guy.
on the
after-
fucking hunt.
I was gonna
So-
say
Oh,
after he
he's
did the
got-
line,
he's
he
got-
just follows him.
He's got healing aggro on the evoker, is what he's got. But that's weird that it even still exists.
Got a man after my heart targeting healers.
Okay, so the last thing I want to show you guys, and this is like, I don't know how we're going to figure this out in real time because there's going to be 6 of them. If you look above their head, there's this like dark blue orb ball star thingy. And there's going to be 6 of them, okay? So notice how
One running up.
this one right here has like purple shit emanating off of it. That is the decider of which ones rotate clockwise and which ones rotate counterclockwise when they spawn.
I don't
That's it.
think that's.
That's it. It's
I mean, does that matter
I-
in heroic?
not in heroic, no. But I'm just saying, like, once, Race to World First happens and you guys start seeing, like, that fight on Mythic,
There's 100% going to be a weak aura that tells you which one
has
you
to be.
have.
Out which one?
100%
there's
has to
no
be.
way.
But if you notice, like,
'Cause
they
unless-
spawn in sets of 3. So it has to be, like, the first 3 that spawn are always going to be clockwise, and then the
Yeah.
next 3 that spawn have to be counterclockwise or something like that, right? So that's
Yeah, that
probably
would
going
make
to be
sense.
the easier way of doing it.
I was gonna say, is it how the light is spinning?
I don't know.
I'll say I don't-
When I was
Spinning-
watching
They
Max
have-
explain
they
it, he
have-
was talking about a color. So
They have different colors. Yeah, just go back. Like there is a lighter and darker color for the light. There's
Yeah.
like a pink and a purple.
I mean, they're just spinning, but one of them's spinning in the opposite direction.
No, they all look the same. It's
I-
just the
They all
later
look the
3
same to
start
me.
later because they spawn later. So
Yeah.
that's why you're seeing like a somewhat different color.
that's why I assume it's going to be like the first 3 that spawn are going to be clockwise, the second 3 that spawn are going to be counterclockwise, or vice versa. But It's just
That would
how,
make
The
sense.
orbits of the things.
I was
like
gonna say, I
how they
feel like one of
rotate
them's
around the
spinning
room.
Oh, it's just
It's
whatever on the
spinning another
player.
direction.
Some people get pink on the player. Some people get purple on the player. It's actually on the player. So if you look at the players,
Oh.
they have
Okay,
orbits.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
okay.
is
The
okay,
true.
that makes
player
more sense. Okay,
circles.
okay.
That makes way more sense.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
much more obvious too. Okay.
Oh yeah, you can definitely see that. All right.
Okay. So yeah, the pink ones go counterclockwise.
No, the pink ones follow the same as the first set. The other ones, the first ones that spawn went opposite.
The pink ones will go counterclockwise. The purple ones will go clockwise. So if you
Please,
watch,
Fizz is in here. Can we use left and right?
The pink ones follow the same as the first set. Oh wait, is there a
It's just
difference?
uncalled for.
that's what I'm saying. Nova is one like 3 will go clockwise, 3 will go counterclockwise. So it's not following the first set because the first set's the same way.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. This is the third set. The first set goes one direction. The second set goes the opposite direction. Then
No.
this one has both.
No.
No?
It's every time 6 spawn, 3 are clockwise, 3 are counterclockwise.
Yeah, but this is the third set of orbs
this-
that we've got.
This is the second set.
The second, yeah.
Did the first one also have 6?
Yes.
Yeah, it's by this
Oh.
time you broke 3
Wait,
of
isn't
them,
it 6
right?
in
Like
a
that's
row?
why you
Which
don't
is
have
in
that.
Mythic? Is it 8 or 10 in Mythic?
I hope
Bro,
it's
I have
11.
a mad
Well,
cook that I'm gonna do in MS Paint right now for this.
That's a lot in
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mythic. Also, you
everyone
have
the
to
debuff.
do something with fucking tanks and yeah,
I think you can
something
only
with
get.
tanks and
I
laser
think
beams.
I think you're on like once you guys start saying Race to World first, it's gonna be like you're stuck with 2. You can blow up 6 of the 8.
No, that's right. No. On Mythic, you don't blow them up. You have to prevent them from hitting each other,
Yes.
and so you have to
You
hit them with
rotate
the
that
line.
orbit. You
so that
rotate
they
their orbit.
redirect their orbit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they go so fast. There's no way you would get another set of
Yeah,
lines
that's the-
before it would hit them.
That's the other thing I wanted to point out. Thank you, Zess. Is like no, like these aren't slow. Like they're big objects to hit, but they are by no means slow. So you need to make sure, you're actually hustling. And like we talked about, you have 5.5 seconds to get in the correct position. So
This is definitely not a stack in melee fight.
no. And obviously, Nova and I are going to be dancing around the boss a lot because of this mechanic. So we can only do and spawn those 3 guys as best as we can. So the last thing I want to touch on is just raid damage. Again, tuned super, super low. Going to be a lot more damage than this. I honestly couldn't tell you what it's going to look like. The only thing I can tell you is if you get these line mechanics and you're breaking stars, if you cannot get behind the star, it is whatever the strongest personal, if not every single personal you have to survive. Because if you can't get behind, again, unless you're a tank, you are just going to fucking die. And I
Is there anything
do
that
not know
prevents
about
you from
immunities.
running through them?
I think it does damage if you run through them.
I mean,
One,
if that
one
does it
shottable
do,
damage, I'm not sure.
I was gonna say, does it do more or less damage than just getting hit by the line?
Yeah, I can find that out before we start. But yeah,
Because
All
if
right.
your options are die to the line or run through the thing and take some ticking damage and not die, it's a very obvious choice.
Mad cook going in PTR content. You drop
Okay.
the 3 rotating right up top. You drop the 3